friends, welcome back to the channel. I really hope you are doing amazing and that you've had a great week. Before we get into the video, make sure to follow me on the rest of my socials, my Instagram and my Twitter, where I post a lot more horror content. In today's video, I'm going to do a quick talk about Nosferatu, which I was very lucky to see on New Year's Day. Just a quick spoiler warning before we begin. I will be going into some depth about the characters and the plot, the preparations made to make the movie, what the characters did, what the design, location, everything. I'm going to be talking about a whole wide range of things. So if you're interested in that, please stick around and give the video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Eggers reimagines the Nosferatu fable as a vigorous analysis of Victorian society, centering around Ellen Hunter's journey of self-discovery. We see similar themes in Eggers' other work, The Witch, where we see Thomas, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, smothered by her parents' religious beliefs, drawing her to ultimately succumb to the powers of the witch. Ellen mirrors this by being idolised as a dutiful wife, when all she truly desires is more potential and more liberation. Nosferatu emerges as this spine-chilling, formidable story, offering reflection on the long-standing struggle of humans wanting emancipation. In the UK, New Year's Day finally saw the release of Eggers' interpretation of Nosferatu. Although he is not the first, in 1922 they released a silent adaptation, Nosferatu, A Symphony of Horror, and then in 1978 followed Werner's adaptation, Nosferatu the Vampire. Both films are not entirely different from one another, but incredible nonetheless. Whereas Eggers' Nosferatu is far more gothic, far more seductive, and revels in fearing its audience. From the offset, you are immediately shrouded in darkness, hearing a soft plead calling out to anyone or anything that can hear. All you can feel, all you can sense, is the unknown, dreadful and looming, and then you are slammed with a sharp image of the Count himself, unleashing his raspy and unrecognisable voice. Along with a shriek from Ellen, the jump scare is fast and effective, expecting you to turn away, but you can't. You're pulled in. It melts into your senses and you simply submit to the spellbinding experience. Lily Rose Depp approached her character with everything she had, beginning with a Zoom call interview with Eggers that reduced him to tears, to then reading a book on sexual demonic awakenings and training with movement coaches. She allowed herself to be immersed in the director's work, but also separating herself when that day's work ended, which shows how delicate she knows this line of work can be. In an interview with Vanity Fair, she mentions how it can leave her with a sense of heaviness. She likes to be able to still love her life and call her friends at the end of the day, which I can totally respect. When an actor has that same respect for themselves and the character they're portraying, I find that very admirable, very strong. Her performance on screen was thunderous. The unnatural ways she was able to contort her body was enough to make you squirm in your seat, and the soulless look in her eyes made you feel so uneasy, but at the same time you felt a enormous sense of understanding of her mind and why Ellen was the way she was. A lot of control must have been taken to create such a performance. She was furiously compelling and vividly ethereal. A truly unforgettable performance. Bill Skarsgård's journey on Nosferatu wasn't as straightforward. The fact that he was considered for the roles of Thomas Hutter and Frederick Harding before Nosferatu was too shocking to even linger on. I am thankful though that he was offered the role of Nosferatu because his essence belongs to that type of role. The way that he is able to get lost in monster characters is envious and such a potent talent. The transformation was wild. Nothing could prepare you for the way that he is unrecognisable. Almost 60 prosthetics were used to complete it. He dabbled in Mongolian throat singing and also trained with an opera singer to get his voice to that octave to create the roar of Orlok. He didn't care that it would damage his throat. He was so driven and dedicated to getting it right, and dare I say, he was perfect. Places including Prague, Romania, and Czech Republic were used as filming locations. Production designer Craig Lathrop created over 60 sets, even the fictional streets of Wisberg. The Corvin Castle was included to detail the exterior shots of Orlok's castle. The lighting residing in each of these set designs was stunning. A film where you could actually see in the dark, contrasting of nothing but shades of blacks, greys and whites, with the exception of glowing candlelight and sun. It gave this beautiful, authentic, dated atmosphere. You really felt like you were in that day and age. Nobody could have brought this film to life better than Eggers. His love for this project shined through every bit of material, from the dialect to the locations to the costume design. He even went as far back to study folklore. It was said, written and believed that vampires were just walking, putrid-looking corpses. In order to make Orlok a scarier vampire, Eggers brought this to life. Orlok resembled this entire fact, a Transylvanian mustache-wearing corpse. It's crazy how detailed he became. Bill quite literally became undetectable under all those practical effects. Nosferatu is a deep-rooted telling of psychosexual exploration, fueled by horror and pleasure and all the unethical impurities that come attached to them. It also highlights seduction and intoxication and all the ways that they can manifest in beautiful and terrifying ways. It almost makes you scared of yourself, of the consequences you can endure when faced with obsession, yearning, and love. The only pop of colour that you see in this film is the use of lavender flowers. And I love that they represent Ellen's love and devotion for Thomas in the beginning, but then at the end, in the last few moments, they serve as her spiritual connection to Orlok. The careful craft of this movie and the hidden meanings and messages that this tale can provoke, it was so direct. Willem Dafoe, Emma Corrin, Ralph Ineson and Aaron Taylor-Johnson as the supporting cast were superb. They were devoted to this film. Willem Dafoe, surrounded by fire and 2,000 rats, will live in my head rent-free. The guy is sensational on screen. Emma Corrin and Aaron Taylor-Johnson had great chemistry together, and alongside Lily Rose Depp and Nicholas Hoult, they played great polar opposites. As for Ralph Ineson, his voice is so soothing yet goosebumpy. The man is a gravitational talent. The careful picking of this cast was done so well. They really helped ground this movie. In conclusion, Nosferatu is a fever dream with magnetic visuals and a strong, unwavering cast with a stunning gothic-filled atmosphere. I am feral for this movie. The pacing is pulsing and the acting is driven. The movie never misses a beat. It is dripping with lust and fear, everything you want in a gothic tale. You are given Orlok's full view sooner rather than you think, and I am very glad that that was not released online, because seeing it for the first time in the shadowy picture on the big screen was breathtaking. Vampire movies are superior. There we go, guys. We have come to the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, make sure to comment your thoughts down below and leave a thumbs up on the video. I will see you in my next one. Until then, guys, stay safe, stay happy, and stay healthy. Bye.